Remotely situated in the vast Pacific Ocean lies the little dominion of New Zealand, outpost of civilization and by virtue of its natural beauty and healthful climate, a white man's paradise. A little less than a century ago, it was officially colony Great Britain, and it has continued to be so consistently British that even today about 95% of its 1.5 million inhabitants can trace their ancestry to the British Isles. New Zealand is composed chiefly of 2 large islands, comprising a total length of approximately 1,100 miles. The South Island is particularly noted for its variegated and beautiful, culminating its grandeur in a mighty range of mountains, known as the Southern Alps. These mountains, with their perpetual mantles of snow, stretching their huge bulk across the island, are birthplaces of great glaciers and sources of rivers which descend into the fertile valleys below. Here in this beautifully strange by a strong and healthful people. New Zealand is world famous as a fisherman's paradise, and this is all the more remarkable when we realize that previous to the coming of the white man, its numerous lakes and streams were practically devoid of fish. Among the many species of fish that have been imported and successfully acclimatized are the salmon, brown, and rainbow trout. In the magnificent lakes and the clear rushing mountain streams, they have developed into giants of their kind, affording to fishermen a sport undreamt of in the old world. The average weight of the trout caught here ranges between 10 and 15 pounds. Interspersed along beautiful valleys and across fertile plains are many prosperous homesteads or sheep stations, presenting all the charm of a happy, peaceful countryside. New Zealand is primarily a grazing country, depending upon pastoral products for about 90% of its exports. That important little animal, the New Zealand sheep, is still the mainstay of his country and provides an annual income of at least $90 million. But all of New Zealand's charm does not lie in its natural gifts. The enterprise of man has greatly enhanced its interest. The chief cities of this thriving little dominion are a revelation to many visitors who expect to see little more than pioneer villages. What we behold is indeed a revelation, and a great tribute to the colonizing genius of a people who in a few generations have transformed one of the most remote regions of the earth into a land with cities so modern and progressive that they may justifiably claim a foremost place among the cities of the world. In extreme and interesting contrast to the metropolis of a white man is this typical Maori village, wherein may be seen a few of what is left of New Zealand's original settlers. The Maori, now numbering about 65,000, are a remote branch of the Polynesian race, which has generally spread itself throughout the islands of the Pacific. They were originally a most warlike people, and without question the most stubborn and courageous of all those in their part of the world who dared to resist the inroads of the conquering white man. Ceremonial dancing entered into Maori life so thoroughly that in the absence of a written language, it has been the means of preserving much of their traditional history. Among the unique manners and customs of these picturesque people is the hangi, or native salute, in which intimate greetings are exchanged by pressing noses together. The native costume of the Maori girl consists chiefly of a bamboo or reed-like dress, a feather cape, and a beaded headband resembling that of the North American Indian. Although most of the Maoris are engaged in agricultural pursuits, they have among them today some of the world's best carvers in wood, an art which they must have tenaciously preserved. This work is limited specifically to the reproduction of human figures, usually grotesque and purposely distorted, All other models of nature are completely ignored. The haka-poi dance is performed only by women. The word poi is the Maori word for ball. This ball, attached to a cord, is twirled about in rhythm with the dance, and while it seems simple, it requires years of practice to be able to do it in perfect precision. Not far from where these Maori maidens entertain us with their dancing is a region of spouting geysers and gurgling hot water pools of unknown depths, impressing upon the traveler that he is in a land that has been fashioned upon strange design. This natural phenomenon is caused by subterranean hot water springs, which form cones or tubes of siliceous material as they evaporate. When these ever-growing cones become too small for the hot water to evaporate naturally, steam accumulates and forces itself up through the cones as we see it here. When empty cans are thrown into the cone of an active geyser, the pressure of steam ejects them immediately. Here in this weird land of spouting fountains and hot pools live the Maori people, calmly employing these natural forces for their various daily wants. The temperature of the numerous pools ranges from the boiling point to lukewarm and sometimes freezing cold. Kettles of water may be boiled in wood and food cooked in another, while the pools of milder temperature may be used for bathing and other purposes. Although the odor of sulfur is so strong in this region that it turns silver coins in one's pocket black, it does not seem to handicap the daily routine of the Maori housewife. To the resourceful Maoris, this phenomenon of nature is a great gift. But to the observing visitor, the unceasing activity of the thermal region is a picturesque symbol of the spirit of all New Zealand, a spirit that has transformed a remote dominion into one of the most progressive countries in the world.